let's see if I can prop up my camera.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at how to use Logger Pro. So what's the program looks like this. I'm going to double click on that. So this is how do you insert a movie into Logger Pro. Okay, so to insert a movie and do data analysis, once you're in the program, this screen will come up with a data table and a graph. Go to Insert Movie. So when you choose a movie, you can choose a file that you presently have. For me, my file is on a flash drive, so I'm going to access my flash drive, open up my file.
And where would it be if it's not on a flash drive?
Wherever you save it, so it's your video.
Oh,
So I'm pulling up the video you sent me. So wherever you choose to save your videos, that's so you might want to number them, trial 1, video 1, trial 2, video 2, something like that, right? Make sure you keep the camera the same way you did on this one. Excuse me, if you turn your camera, it'll show sideways, so you want to be careful of that. So it'll take a little while. It's downloading the file. You can do multiple, you can open up multiple files, so you're running these at the same time. Okay, so once you get the video in, okay, the most important is there's a taskbar down on the bottom right with 3 red buttons. You click on that button, it pulls up taskbars on the right. The most important thing you need to do is set the scale, which is the yellow horizontal ruler. So you click on the yellow horizontal ruler and you
I just missed all because our video is in the way. So do you mind repeating that?
Down at the bottom, you'll see these red buttons.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
When you click on that, okay, you're going to go over to the right and you see the yellow horizontal ruler. You click on that ruler and you're going to tell the computer what is this distance. So it's important that you have the ruler in your measurement, and we're going to let it know that that is 5 centimeters. So we're going to type in 5 centimeters for our units. And say okay. And then watch the video through until the part where you are ready to start taking your data. Stop it when you're ready to take your data, which is about right there. You can step back in a still frame. Once you get to where you want to be, I'm going to choose this single red dot at the top. When I choose the single red dot right up at the top, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to place my dot and I'm going to follow the same position of the top of the sponge every click. So when I click on this, it's going to move my sponge and I'm going to click on the same part of the sponge each time.
Are you changing the frame?
It's doing that when I click.
Oh, okay.
It's automatically doing that. So now I see that the book is going back upwards, so I'm going to stop right there. So every time you click, it'll move the frame through one more frame. So be careful not to click this anywhere else. When you are done with your clicks, make sure you take your mouse and you go outside of your movie and click into your graph. You see that the movie is still behind the graph. Don't ever click on the movie again because you'll put another data point in, okay? The red line is a horizontal distance. We're not interested in that. We're only interested in this blue. So what we want to know is here, if I look right there, so if I go back to my, I'm going to annotate here. If I take a look at this position right here, whenever I put my mouse over it, and then here is my Y value down here. So when I put my mouse over top of that part, I'm going to read off my Y value, which is 12.59. I need to make sure that that is my, the value that I want. Okay. So I'm going to come back over here, put my crosshairs right here. So yeah, I'm glad I did that. 10.14 was my initial position. So you write down that initial position. And then
Wait,
you
how
put
did
it-
that just change from 12 to
I
10?
wasn't- that was my annotating with Zoom. It had nothing to do with the graph. And then when I come over here and I put it on this final dot right in the center, I get 9.13. Take the difference between those two numbers, and that'll tell you the distance that the sponge compressed.
Okay, and then I'm seeing something appear on the chart that it says X velocity and Y velocity. Would that information?
That's telling you how
report-
fast. That's telling you how fast the book was moving in the X and Y direction.
So that's not necessary. That's not of any importance.
No, what you graphed was the positions over here.
Okay.
So if you scroll that along down at the bottom down here, you can scroll through the data table. You have an X position and the Y position.
For
So
what?
you can use that too. That's what the data that's plotted. Here's your Y position over time.
Okay.
So that's your initial. You can go back and use these 2 points too and go 10.12 minus 9.094 if you want to do that.
And that might be more accurate.
You could, yeah. Just be consistent in the way that you do it.
Okay, and then for the X, what's the X value?
The X is how far did it move horizontally. So that's why it's a horizontal line. It's the same number over and over again, right?
Well, it says 13 and then 12 and then 5.
Well, for the most part, 12.98 and 13 are the same, right?
Okay, then what happened to the 5 then? Like
That's this dot way down here. By accident, I must have hit a spot on the
Oh, okay. All right, I see what you're doing.
on the position.
All right, is that it or?
That's it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you do it again for each one of your movies.
Okay, well I'll do that, I guess.